guys, hello and welcome back to my channel. So today is our last full day of living in Rockhampton. So we're going to pack up the car today, finish packing up the rest of like the house. Is just like a few bits and pieces like bathroom items that we're still using and our clothes that we'll be taking with us because we're packing suitcases to last us like basically 2 weeks on the road. So we're heading to the Sunshine Coast tomorrow to catch up with our friends before we leave. And yeah, so I thought I'd bring you along for just packing up the last of the house. The lighting is going to be shocking because I've already packed away my ring light and things like that. It's also a very cloudy day today, so sorry about the lighting situation. But yeah, so I kind of said in my last video that we are moving, we're packing up, we're driving across Australia, and everyone seemed to want to kind of see like a bit of a travel vlog. So yeah, this is the start of it, I guess. Anyway, I've got a lot to do. We're heading to the gym for one last workout before we cancel our memberships. And yeah, then we're going to come back, finish cleaning up everything, pack the car, wash the dog, and yeah, just basically get everything ready so we can leave first thing in the morning. Anyway, I'll see you guys a little bit later on. So we're back from the gym. We're just doing the last loads of washing before the washing machine needs to be cleaned as it's getting picked up this afternoon. We've also been cleaning the rest of the house. It still looks like we have a lot of stuff on the floor, but yeah, it's pretty much all clean. And yeah, so all we have to do now is take the last couple of things to Salvation Army, like some clothes and some other donations, and then we have to pack up the back of the ute. We're going to do it tonight so that we can leave nice and early in the morning. Hopefully we can fit everything. It looks like we still have a lot of stuff, but a lot of it is my sewing stuff. So there's like a lot of fabrics and hair claws, my sewing machine and all that kind of stuff. But literally it's taking up like 3 or 4 of our tubs out there. So we really don't have many belongings. Most of it, like I said, is for boho scrunch. But yeah, hopefully we can get everything on there. We also have like a canopy on top of the ute that we're going to put some stuff in, and yeah, then we're heading off tomorrow. But yeah, for the rest of the day we're just going to finish cleaning up the last few bits and pieces, pack the ute, and then kind of relax a little bit, and then we're heading to the Sunshine Coast tomorrow. So we've packed everything in these plastic tubs. It just makes it easier for transport, and it's obviously also waterproof. We also have like some vacuum sealed bags, which you would have seen me doing with the fabrics, a couple of storage bags, and a few bits and pieces like that. But that's pretty much everything we're taking. We also obviously have our suitcases as well, so hopefully it all fits. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I had to switch to my phone because my camera kept fogging up, but we are pretty much ready to head off tomorrow. Like I said, we've just got to do the final things like our suitcases and things like that, and then we will be ready to head off tomorrow to the Sunshine Coast for a couple of days before Brisbane, and then our big drive starts on Tuesday, I think it is. Anyway, I will see you guys when we hit the road. So like I said, we stopped in at the Sunshine Coast for a couple of days to catch up with all of our friends. It was really great to see everyone and be able to spend that time with them. I kept it really private because these are our long-term friends, and like we've been friends with these guys for years, and I just wanted it to be really personal and just really live in the moment with them. But once we left the Sunshine Coast, we headed towards the New South Wales border, and you can see straight away the scenery just starts to change. We have red dirt, then we've got grass again, and yeah, it was pretty amazing to see all the changes. Our first stop was in Dalby. So we stopped in Dalby for a little bit, got some food, went to the toilet. Of course, we took Brooklyn for a little bit of a walk so she could stretch her legs. And then we jumped back in the car, forgetting how once you leave kind of Dalby, it's a long way between the next petrol station. So we've had to make a quick stop in St. George, which was not actually on the plans, before we headed towards Bourke. We're just doing a quick little petrol stop in St. George, and we are heading to Bourke right now. small little country town, St. George, but we just needed to get some fuel before we ran out because we were already red lighting it. We've also tried Brooklyn in a different spot because she wasn't enjoying being over near there, so hopefully she's a bit more comfortable here. The roads are a bit bumpy here, so I think she's not really enjoying that, but hopefully we have a better location here.
After St. George's, when the rain hit, there was also some emus here. And don't blink or you'll miss the New South Wales border crossing sign. I was super disappointed. I really thought the sign would be a lot bigger, but it wasn't. It was basically just like the size of a road sign. So yeah, the section between St. George and Bourke was kind of when we saw the majority of the wildlife. Unfortunately, we didn't really see many kangaroos, but also fortunately, because when you hit one, it does a lot of damage to your car. And randomly, we also saw a lot of goats. They were adorable. They were everywhere. They were also super smart road animals and did not try to run in front of you, unlike the emus. You've got to watch out for the emus. They will just run in front of you. They dart here, there, and everywhere. They don't know where they're going. And yeah, they will run right in front of you. So watch out for the emus. The last two towns were really nice. They had lots of flowers and really green, unlike what we had just been driving through. We didn't stop, but yeah, it was nice to drive through these towns.
Hey guys, so we're back on the road today. We have just left Bourke and we are on our way to Broken Hill. We've just stopped at Cobar. We've just stopped at Cobar for some fuel. Of course, number one tip is to make sure you always have fuel because petrol stations are far and in between. The last petrol station to this petrol station was like 160 k's or something. And of course, don't forget to have some road snacks, some energy drinks, and we have about 455 k's I think it is to Broken Hill. So we're gonna get back on the road and get going again now that we've had our quick little break. Made it to Broken Hill.
I haven't been here in years. We used to travel to Broken Hill when I was a kid. We used to live like 2 hours away and we used to come here for like Hungry Jack's just for the day. So I was super excited to show Mike some of the places that I used to visit when I was a kid. And of course, if you're going to go to Broken Hill, you have to go to Silverton. Silverton's a funky little town where they filmed Mad Max and a bunch of other movies. There's a really cool pub, a Mad Max museum. There's a really awesome art museum as well. Unfortunately, nothing was open other than the pub. And there used to be donkeys that roamed the streets. I'm not sure if they're still here. I think they might be, but we didn't see them.
So we're just here at an art gallery. It's also closed, but there's some pretty cool stuff around that we can still look at. But yeah, Silverton's pretty cool. It's just like a real quirky old town. And yeah, we're just gonna go check out the pub. It's pretty cool there too. I have been here before, but Mike's never been here, so I really wanted to show him around. Anyway, just gonna keep looking. There's some old abandoned buildings around and things like that. I'm pretty sure over there is the Mad Max Museum, or it could possibly be there, but we're gonna go check that out shortly. And over there is the pub.
If you are not singing into your phone while driving along, did you even do a road trip? It is like the duty of the passenger to keep the driver entertained. Now, I did offer to drive several times. Mike was more than happy to do all the driving, so don't come at me for not driving at all. I offered multiple times, but he was happy to keep driving. It's not because I'm a bad driver or anything like that. He just really likes to drive. So I did offer him plenty of times, and it was just my job to entertain him, ensure the snacks were plentiful, and to make sure there was always drinks on hand. Anyway, we are in South Australia now. These windmills, I'm pretty sure, were in Ceduna. We stayed in Ceduna for the night, and we are really close to the Western Australia border now, and we're just about to hit the Nullarbor. So we stayed in Border Village for the night, which is literally right on the border of South Australia and Western Australia. It's where you go through the crossing to have all your organics and things like that checked to make sure you're not taking anything over into Western Australia that you shouldn't be. There is also a really awesome massive statue of a kangaroo holding a Vegemite. I'll insert a picture. And then, of course, no trip to the Nullarbor is complete without a stop at the original Nullarbor Roadhouse. I'm pretty sure this roadhouse was built in like 1976 or something like that. And I think it's so cool that they have kept the original roadhouse here as well as building a new one, obviously to keep up with demand of everyone that's traveling through the Nullarbor. The Nullarbor is such a wild place. So on one side, the left side, you will have like the ocean, and then on the right hand side you have basically the desert. If anyone gets an opportunity to drive across the Nullarbor, definitely do it, but be prepared for how expensive it is. The most we paid for fuel, I'm pretty sure, was like $2.83 a litre or something, which had actually gone down because I had checked a couple of weeks before we left and it was up over $3 a litre for diesel. And all your roadhouse snacks and everything are extremely expensive as well. Obviously, because it is in the middle of nowhere, and obviously it costs a lot of money to get those items to these roadhouses. But yeah, just be prepared for those extremely high prices, but so worth driving through the Nullarbor for sure. Don't feel bad napping as a passenger. It is a huge responsibility to be a passenger. You have to make sure that the driver is alert, they are fed, that they've had all their drinks that they need. You've got to make sure that the dog is entertained, that the snacks never run out. Like, you've got to make sure snacks are on point.
So we just spent the last couple of days in Esperance stretching out our legs, giving us a good break from all this driving. We still have about 8 hours to go before we get to Perth, and that's our final destination. So we're just packing up the car before we head off. We've just been at the tourist park in Esperance. It was the only place we could get that would allow Brooklyn, so it's pretty nice here. Anyway, we're going to get back on the road as soon as we finish packing up, and yeah, so just another 8 hours to go. It's been a very long drive, but it's been really enjoyable. We've seen some really awesome places along the way, so highly recommend driving along the Nullarbor. If you haven't done it before, it's a great experience. Anyway, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Okay guys, so we have finally made it to Perth. We've been here for a couple of days now. The place we're staying at isn't quite ready for us. We're actually checking in there today, but we've had to book another Airbnb for the last 3 days. So yeah, we're just packing up all our stuff here, tidying up a little bit, and then we're going to head over to our actual Airbnb that we'll be staying in for the next few months, or however long it takes to fully get set up. It was the easiest option for us, like especially living interstate. Like, you can't really go check out any houses or anything like that, go to any open homes or whatnot. And we have no furniture as well, so obviously Airbnbs come fully furnished. So yeah, that's the reason why we're staying in an Airbnb for a while. We got a really good deal on it, so yeah. Anyway, we've just been relaxing for the last couple of days, trying to get like settled in a little bit, but not too much obviously, because this isn't where we're going to be living. We've just been going to the beach and just relaxing. It's been really nice. But yeah, I'll show you guys me unpacking when we get to our new Airbnb. Oh my gosh, I'm so puffed already, walking up and down the stairs. We're finally in our permanent accommodation, and we're just unloading the car now and bringing it all upstairs. But it is really hot and I'm really out of breath. Anyway, I'm going to keep bringing stuff up and trying to work out where we're going to fit it all. Oh my gosh, I'm such a hot, sweaty mess. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to tell Mike to unload the car and just put it in the garage, and then he could go wash the car because it's like full of bugs and dirt and everything. And then I would like bring everything upstairs, and I was so out of breath. Whew. Anyway, now I'm going to try and attempt to put some of this stuff away. Look how shiny I am. I'm so, seriously so hot and sweaty. So this is, I literally just have stuff everywhere. I put no thought to where I was putting anything. I was just literally just throwing it. Hey Brooklyn. Throwing it everywhere. Oh, hey baby girl. Poor Brooklyn is a little bit worried. She's moved to so many different hotel rooms and caravan parks and Airbnbs, and she's just, yeah, not quite sure what's going on. Girl. But she's been loving, like we've been taking her to the beach every day since we got to Perth. So I think that was like 3 days ago or something. She's been coming to the beach every day. And she's never really liked the water that much, but she's actually been wanting to go into the water. And she doesn't like when the waves come in, but when the waves go out and there's just that, like that soft ocean going out, she really likes that. But yeah, she's a little bit on edge, aren't you, girl? Hey? Oh, I am so pooped. I'm so sorry. This vlog is going to be like all over the place. Like, it's just, that's pretty much how our trip has been as well. It's been really great though. Like, going over the Nullarbor was incredible. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. It's like hundreds of kilometers of just these really tiny little, almost nothing towns. Most of the towns have only had like roadhouses in them, and that's pretty much it. So it's basically a stop to either grab some fuel and something to eat, or some of them have like accommodation and stuff as well. Like we stayed at Border Village, which is where that kangaroo was, and they've got accommodation and stuff there. You can have your own caravan, or you can have cabins and things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much what the whole place has been like. I was disappointed that we didn't see more like wildlife. Like we saw so many goats, like randomly just so many goats, and quite a few emus, but not as many kangaroos as I thought we would have seen. But yeah, if anyone ever gets the opportunity to go across the Nullarbor, definitely do it. I also had an allergic reaction to my fake tan. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it was really bad. It's like all over my whole body. At least I think that's what it was from. Like I've used the fake tan heaps of times before, but for some reason this time I'm either putting it down to the fake tan because it's like pretty much all over my whole body, or the chemicals that I was cleaning our house with. Just because like I was using so much of it and it was all just like kind of falling on me, and I was just wearing like shorts and singlets and things like that. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm just gonna cool down a little bit, have something to drink, and then attempt to start putting some of this stuff away before Mike gets home so he can actually walk in the door, because at the moment there is stuff everywhere. So I have finally put everything away. I am so hot and sweaty, it is disgusting, but everything is away. I also changed the bedspread and the pillowcases and everything because I just liked this one better. But yeah, we are finally all unpacked. Mike has also just gotten back from the car wash. And yeah, I really hope you guys liked this video. I'm not quite sure how it's going to play out, but I'm sure I've said this a million times. Definitely, if you get the opportunity to do a road trip across Australia or any part of Australia, definitely take the opportunity to do it, because it is pretty cool seeing all these different locations and, you know, just that experience. And just being together for so long, so close together, like in this confined space, and you know, staying at all these different locations, it was just such a great experience. And you know, we did take some time in where did we stay, in Esperance together, just to kind of relax and just kind of think about what we've just done for the last like week. And yeah, so I didn't really film much in Esperance because it was like our little mini vacation from our road trip, because it is a really big road trip. And yeah, it was just great to be able to just spend that time together, and then the time that we spent in Perth. But yeah, I'm so excited to finally be here, be set up, and just, yeah, start our lives here. Like, we're super excited for it. And yeah, well, anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Like I said, it's probably a little bit all over the place. I didn't really know what to film, and yeah, most of the time we just spent our time driving, so you know, there wasn't that much to really film anyway. But yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below. It really helps support my channel, and it also lets me know the kinds of videos you guys like to see. Hopefully my next video will be something to do with boho scrunch or some sort of sewing video, and we'll be back to our regular content. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to set it up yet, because we are just living in an oversized studio. I also don't want my business to take over the whole space, because obviously I'm sharing the space with Mike and Brooklyn, and yeah, this is our home, so I don't really want to take over the space we have. Like, you know, it was good in the house because I could close the door and it was just away. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.